gamers create the most toxic environment ever conceivable. It's a horseshoe theory, because you got the radical Christians on the right that are like, gaming is satanic, and then you got the new age on the left. It's going there, and I'm going there, that video games are satanic. Not just video games though, all games in general. But let me go into more detail about that. Basically, a lot of bad things happen in the news and things, shootings and things like that, and we try to blame mental illness, we try to blame the accessibility of weapons and things like that, and I mean, all of that is true to a degree, but two, it is the culture in which we circulate and feed into. We feed into our problems, in a sense. Like, in other words, we feed into a mentality of struggle and turmoil and bitterness and contempt and murder and death. We worship death. We worship death, both in the metaphorical and the literal sense, and to varying degrees depending on the person. But it is all there. And here is an example as to why. Because I could say this all day long and it would make no sense, but I could give an example and that could give you a visual cue, so to speak, of what I'm talking about. So, as my example, I'm playing YuGiOh. I shouldn't. It's a fucking horrible game, but I am. It's free on YuGiOh Pro, and number one, you should be paying me to play bullshit. But since you're not, it's free, and it's gonna stay free. That's it. Like, so I'm playing the YuGiOh Pro free, and this guy gets mad at me because I don't know how his fucking Trickstar deck works. Like, he has the Trickstar OTK where he summons a bunch of little girls and they do burn damage when you draw a card, and they do multiple burn damage because the little girls are doing the burn damage, and the field's doing the burn damage, and everything's doing the burn damage before I could even respond to it. And this isn't even like an OP deck. Like, this is considered very bottom of the barrel Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay. So that's to give you an idea of why not to play. But anyway, the point is that I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it, Mystic Mine. I don't even care. I'm not gonna try to set up. I'm not gonna try to make the most out of my life points and blah blah blah. No, Mystic Mine. Fuck you. And he gets salty at me and says that he's gonna stall on purpose to piss me off. It doesn't, because I didn't read the card. What am I gonna fucking read? Number one, how would I know that Mystic Mine doesn't work on Trickstar? Like, I know it prevents it from attacking. I know it prevents effects from activating anywhere in the space-time continuum, since he has more monsters than me. How would I feasibly know that the burn damage still applies? Does it say it on the card? No. And this happens a lot too, where they always are like, read the card. Well, I'm looking at the fucking 16 paragraphs, and do I have to look up the little Trickstar's skirt? Do I have to look at her weeaboo panties and see the acidic little vagina spot on the panties? You know what I'm talking about. That's the thing. Just assume Trickstar is OP because it's child porn. That's what it comes down to, because that's what the Japanese do. Child porn, the dark magician, the spellcasters in general. But you get the idea. Japanese have a very rhythm of what they do and what's busted and what you can expect to be busted and blah 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 blah. My point is, there is no rational way I would know the interaction between me playing Mystic Mine and me not playing Mystic Mine makes no difference to the burn damage. So in essence, he's not mad at me for beating him, because I didn't beat him. He's not even mad at me for trying to beat him. He's mad at me because I don't know this presumptive state of how his deck works. That's not my deck. That's not my job to know. That's your deck. That is your thing. And the fact that I even try to play, how dare I try to be an opponent? I should have just sat there and be like, those are some great little girl pornography cards you have there. Is that what you fucking wanted? What is the mentality? What were you thinking? What was going on in your head? And you try to explain that to people, and they get all butt blasted at you. They talk about how, you just need to get good. Oh, you just don't know the thing. Oh, no. Like, I'm literally explaining to you. I want every Yu-Gi-Oh player to fucking watch this video, explain to me why, number one, why he's mad. Explain to me why he's mad at me for trying to do a strategy to contest him, because I am his opponent. That's kind of my role. And he's mad because I don't know that somehow in the grand scheme of the quantum physics that is Yu-Gi-Oh card game, that even though effects don't work, sometimes they do. And in this case, the burn damage, even though burn damage is an activated effect, something has to trigger it. Whereas something like, let's say, Inspector Border is just always on, where effects turn off, even though that would be redundant under Mystic Mind. But the point is that, I can understand like Inspector Border, or something that's like immune to battle damage, like Time Lords, or something like that. Something like that I can understand being under Mystic Mind, even though it's not explained anyway. None of this is explained on the card. This is why you shouldn't have like 10 effects on a fucking card, and you have one with some problem-solving text, but whatever. The point is, okay, let's assume that I'm just a big dumb baby and I don't know any of this. Why would you expect me to? Why would you expect? What were you thinking was gonna happen when you're this pro gamer and you were gonna come in here with your Trickstar OTK, and I'm still trying my best and I'm not getting mad, I'm just like confused at your response. So I can only assume that it didn't troll me the way he thought it would, and he gets his kicks off being a sadist. Maybe. I don't fucking know. But that's the thing. I'm using this as an example of why gaming causes school shootings. The end.